Hello, Psychonauts and Cosmic Thoughts. This is Rolling Zillion, and I just finished a sort of a Valentines theme piece, obviously a little bit late, but love is always relevant, even though it's not about anybody in particular. But I digress. I've got two good stories in store, some banging music. Always love the music, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it.
Make art, not war.
This was submitted to r/drugs by Just Kinda Drunk, and it's called Getting Called Into Work While Tripping Nuts. Let's begin. So it's a fine Monday morning. I was 19 years old and living with my girlfriend. She had work, so I thought today would be a good day for a solo trip. I take 3 tabs of acid and sit patiently waiting. Watching King of the Hill, waiting for the come up. And about 40 minutes goes by, and my boss is calling me. Now, I have a good relationship with my boss, and sometimes we just chat shit. You should also know, I was a cook at the time, and this is my chef. And if you haven't worked in a kitchen before, drug use isn't uncommon and honestly expected. So, hey chef, what's up? Hey kid, can you come in right now? We have a buffet and Jim called out. Please come as quick as you can. Chef, I'm not gonna lie, I just dropped acid. What the fuck, kid? So what, you can't drive? I can pick you up in 20 minutes. Chef, I'm starting to trip. Are you sure? I don't care. I need you. Can you be ready in 20? Yes, chef. I'll be ready. What the fuck did I just agree to? I quickly jump in the shower, fill up my flask with whiskey, and get dressed. It's been an hour at this point, and the adrenaline is luckily keeping me straight. I hear it pounding on my door. Let's fucking go, kid. I hop in his truck, and we're off. There's gonna be 150 people coming in at 1 p.m. The food truck didn't buy zucchini, so we're gonna have to make a stop real quick. The president of the company might also come in, so we need to be ready. I just need you to cut vegetables and meats. Can you handle this? Yeah, chef. We make it back to the kitchen, and I'm tripping. I walk over to my station, say hello to my coworker Maddie. He daps me up and he goes, "You're tripping, aren't you?" He said with a laugh. My sous chef comes over and gives me a box of chicken breasts. "Can you cook these, spaceman?" He said with a smirk. While cooking the chicken, I got lost at the smoke, turning into this sacred geometry. And I spent the rest of the day in hot temperatures, yelling, cussing, and running around. I ended up burning my finger on a hot pan and cutting my index finger slightly. The only thing helping me was my whiskey and cigarette breaks. The essentials. At the end of the day, everything went smoothly according to my chef. And he was pretty happy. That's a rare thing to see. He gave me a ride home, and I was coming down at this point, so we're just shooting the shit. He ended up stopping at a liquor store and buying me my favorite cheap whiskey as a thanks. What a legend. Overall, a pretty good trip, honestly. It was wild, stressful, and I had to expect the unexpected. All that aside, good conversations with my boss and coworkers were had, along with many laughs. Once the shift came to an end, it felt so good to do something right and make my boss happy. Thanks for reading, everyone, and have a good night.
original point of view. And I say, what a wonderful kind of day to learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, what a wonderful kind of day to learn to work and play and get along with each other.
So this was submitted to r/psychonaut by the user Flipper8088 and is titled "Went to a Donald Trump speech on acid, all caps, super bad vibes." It was a stupid idea to begin with, honestly. My friends wanted to go to a Trump rally just for fun, even when we don't support his ideas. Then, in the car on the way there, one of my friends tells me he's just got a hold of some acid. And that it would be hilarious to be tripping at a Donald Trump speech. Just to say we did it, and that it'll be a funny story to look back on. So we all just say fuck it and drop 2 hits each. Bad idea. We walk into the place and just know that something is very wrong. The tension in the air was flowing through our bodies. Everyone looked angry about something. 10 minutes pass, and we all realize we must escape from this hell on earth before we lose everything once our sanity has left. We head for the exit. It's packed with people and security. We won't make it. We all agree to head back to our seats. We could have made it. We were just tripping too hard. To be rational. We could have made it. We were all just tripping too hard to be rational. Trump comes out, and the whole building starts to shake with a chant of USA, USA, USA. It was proud patriotism with an undertone of depraved violence. You could feel it. We all look at each other with the most dreadful look in our eyes, knowing we just fucked ourselves into oblivion. I put both my arms around my friends and tell them I love them deeply and that we will make it through this experience together like always. This seemed to reassure my friends a little, and it gave me a sense of comfort that I had 2 trustful companions by my side, even if their minds were being fucked beyond measure at the moment. If anything, genuine trust and unconditional love was our only savior we had left. It's just so nice. Look on the bright side. Anyways, the peak started to intensify about 5 minutes into his speech. We were sitting on the left side, ground level, about 150 feet away from Mr. Trump. I got a terrific view of his exquisite hairpiece in person that seemed to have a mind of its own and was breathing and taking on different forms throughout the whole speech. Good lord, I could only imagine. Jesus. The visuals were up to par, around 200 G's in my experience. Some strong, rare acid. Just my luck in the situation. My mind begins to wander as I stop forwarding my conscious attention to his rhetoric and start observing the people in the crowd. Started to think about how weird the human race is. That's typical for an acid trip. The woman in front of me had bought 5 of her kids to the rowdy skeptical. All the kids were glancing at us. One peeked around the corner of his stroller and stared straight into my fucking soul. I didn't know how long, and then proceeds to point out how big my pupils are. Mommy, look how big his eyes are. The mother hears it and glances at me with the most horrendous expression on her face. She definitely knew. I started paying attention to Trump again, and his face starts to subtly melt. The melting intensifies until his face looks like a wax statue thrown into a furnace. I point this out to my friends, and they start seeing it, trying to hold back laughter on 2 hits of strong acid. And it doesn't work. We burst out laughing while Mr. Trump is speaking. He pauses in his speech, but doesn't pay any attention to us. As we cover our mouths quickly, everyone around us knew we were on something. I don't know how they kept a straight face, or how they didn't lose it. Protesters in the crowd kept yelling things, and we were getting dragged out by security. Lol, one of the guys yelling, "Trump did 9/11. Open your eyes to the truth." This is when I realized the opposition is just as idiotic as the supporters. As the country, we are digging our own graves. I start to look at myself, and I fell into a deep state of personal introspection. What was the motivation for taking this action anyways? Why was I here at a Trump rally on 2 hits of LSD? Was I searching for some hidden truth by way of chemicals? Or was I here for fun? I was irrational as the others I looked down upon. I think everybody in the crowd needs a hit of acid. You know something, you have moments of eternity on LSD. Yeah, well, that was happening all night. The speech felt like it kept looping over and over and over and over and over. Muslims, this, guns, illegal that, something about Hillary Clinton, being disgusted by using the restroom. Then, every 5 minutes after a bold statement, the crowd would erupt into this mindless cheering and applause. Endless time loop. Then, when I convinced myself that I was living out the novel 1984, oh, that is tragic. I genuinely believe this. Trump was the big brother. Holy shit. And empathy? What? Oh, my dyslexia, my man. A woman. Trump is big brother, yeah. This is when the trip started to take on a bad turn. But wait for a miracle. The loop was over. We were saved. The devil was done with his rhetoric. The speech was over. We can get out of this zoo now. We figure we're all too fucked up to drive, so we call someone to pick us up. After that, we had a deep discussion about politics, America, philosophy, Trump's hairpiece, and how incredibly idiotic we are. Oh my god, man. I cannot thank you enough for this story. And as terrifying as that is, it honestly sounds like a good time. Back to the video.
Now
wrap her up. I think it turned out I'm pretty satisfied with the way it came out. It's a bit more intense, but it needed to be made, you know? Hopefully you see some meaning in it and whatnot. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Let me know any trip reports, and I'll catch you on the flip side.